Welcome to the SmartKeys podcast. We are launching a deep dive today into a topic that isn't just about shopping. It's really about the fundamental restructuring of modern business strategy. We're talking about the rapid transformation of the digital commerce landscape.
That's the perfect framing for it. And our mission today is, explicitly for you, the modern professional. We really want to cut through the noise and give you those key strategic insights you need to navigate this incredibly dynamic market. We're analyzing how these e-commerce trends are defining the future of work and, I think, crucially, business efficiency.
Okay, so let's unpack the sheer scale we're even dealing with here. What started as, simple online ordering has just exploded. It's a high-stakes, hyper-competitive ecosystem now.
It really is.
And the source material highlights just how global this has become. I mean, worldwide e-commerce sales recently surpassed an impressive $1.14 trillion.
A trillion, yeah. That's not just big business. At this point, it's the dominant force in retail. Full stop. And that scale, it immediately dictates the core strategic shift we're seeing. Success today isn't about having a basic digital storefront. It's about integration.
Right.
The market is being defined by these advanced technologies, think AI, augmented reality, but also, and this is just as important, by consumer values like sustainability and, of course, data privacy.
So for any professional listening, it's about balancing that rapid tech adoption with a rock-solid ethical commitment. That's the path forward.
That's it, exactly.
So where do we start? I think we have to begin with the foundation powering this whole shift, which is the devices in our pockets.
Our phones.
Our phones, they are the command center for every purchase decision.
Absolutely. That is the most significant trend, period. The growth of mobile commerce or m-commerce is reshaping everything from website design all the way to payment infrastructure.
And the numbers are they're kind of mind-boggling.
Oh, they are. Just look at the U.S. alone. Retail m-commerce sales are projected to hit $558 billion by 2024.
Wow.
That makes up nearly 44.6% of total retail sales. Almost half of all retail is happening on a tiny screen.
And if we look at that globally, the forecast is even more staggering. We're talking sales reaching, what, $3.4 trillion by 2027?
That's the projection. And it's not just market growth. This is mobile becoming the absolute, the default path to purchase. It's completely eclipsing desktop.
And we see that behavior blending into the real world, too.
Every single day. Think about it. A consumer is standing in a physical store. Our analysis shows that nearly 80% of them will pull out their phone and go straight to that retailer's website while they're in the store.
Right. Checking inventory, maybe looking for a coupon, price comparison.
Exactly. The whole idea of online versus offline shopping, it's just dissolved. It's gone.
And that blend seems particularly strong with younger demographics. The research really emphasizes this Gen Z factor. Nearly 70% are ready to buy, like right now, through platforms like TikTok.
Instantly. It's instant gratification built on a mobile-first, highly visual experience. Which brings us, naturally, to our second big trend, the AI-driven experience, personalization.
Of course, if mobile screens are small, every single pixel has to be perfectly relevant, and for that, you need machine learning.
It's no longer a luxury feature, it's an expectation. We're seeing an adoption rate of 82% of organizations using AI-powered personalization tools.
And this isn't just, recommending socks after you buy a pair of shoes. This is much deeper.
Much deeper. It's using deep learning to anticipate what you need based on every little behavioral crumb you leave online.
And the return on investment. I mean, the ROI is almost immediate.
It is. The data shows 67% of first-time customers rely heavily on those personalized suggestions to even make a decision. And, crucially, if you show customized content to your existing customers, 78% of them are more likely to buy from you again. It drives loyalty.
So for professionals, AI isn't some side project for the IT department. It's a core sales multiplier.
A necessary one.
But wait, how do companies power that intense level of personalization while keeping customer trust? I mean, if 82% of organizations are using AI, that requires a ton of data, and privacy is a huge concern.
That is the core operational challenge right now, and it's forcing a really fundamental shift in data strategy. Professionals need to recognize that we are actively moving away from the era of easily accessible third-party data, data someone else collected that you just rent.
So what's the alternative then?
Companies are aggressively and rightly valuing first-party and zero-party data.
Okay, break that down. First party is what you collect yourself.
Right, through your own sales, your own website interactions. And zero-party data is information that the customer intentionally and proactively shares with you.
So like when they fill out a preference center, I prefer emails, or my favorite color is blue.
Exactly that. This whole shift mitigates those consent issues and it builds trust. But it does require much more sophisticated tools to collect and manage it.
That makes perfect sense. The ethical way to fuel AI is just to ask for the data you need rather than trying to track it covertly.
Precisely. Now, if we link that data strategy to how consumers are actually interacting with products, we pivot into immersive shopping. We're moving beyond the flat screen.
Trend number 3, augmented and virtual reality. For anyone listening, this isn't just about gaming tech. This is serious retail infrastructure.
It is. AR lets a customer, place a virtual sofa in their actual living room or try on makeup using their phone's camera.
It solves that biggest hurdle in online shopping, which is confidence.
It gives the consumer a near physical sense of the product before they commit. And the money flowing into this space proves its strategic importance. AR ad revenue was around $1.4 billion in 2020. It's projected to exceed $8 billion by 2024.
That is exponential growth.
It is, and retailers are adapting fast. The research found that 20% of them had already planned to incorporate AR or VR.
And that adoption curve is just going to get steeper, right? Especially with 5G rolling out. You need that bandwidth for these experiences.
You do. Now, balancing that highly visual, complex interaction is trend number 4, the sound of shopping. Voice commerce.
Total opposite of AR. It's all about convenience, hands-free, simple.
Exactly. We're talking about using digital assistants, your Alexa, your Google Assistant, to reorder staples or just check prices.
And the consumer acceptance on this is pretty wide. 72% of consumers have used voice search, and about a quarter have actually made purchases with it.
And if you're wondering if this is a niche market, just look at the forecast. Voice assistants are actually projected to outnumber people globally by 2024.
Outnumber people. Wow.
So that means your brand needs a comprehensive voice strategy. Simple product discovery, easy transactions. If you don't have one, you risk being left out of that convenience loop entirely.
Okay, so we have the personalized mobile experience, the complex immersive one, and the simple voice experience. The final piece of this puzzle is where they all converge.
Social commerce, trend 5.
Platform integration.
Absolutely. Social media platforms are no longer just for keeping up with friends. They are becoming seamless e-commerce hubs.
I think we're forecasting, 110 million U.S. social buyers by 2024?
110.4 million, yeah.
Yeah.
The entire journey discovery, evaluation, purchase, it all happens right there without ever leaving the app.
And you just can't talk about social commerce strategy without putting influencer power right at the front and center of it.
It's the engine. It's the accelerated version of word of mouth. The stats are clear. A third of Gen Z consumers bought products directly from influencer-backed brands in the last year.
So for professionals, this means your marketing spend has to pivot. It needs to be authentic, personal, and delivered by trusted voices.
That's right.
Okay, that's a great look at the front-end consumer experience. But now we have to pivot to the strategic imperatives, the why it matters part. We need to talk about the operational challenges of logistics, the ethical demands of consumers, and the critical issue of trust. Because none of these high-tech bells and whistles matter if the package doesn't show up.
Or if your data gets stolen. Yeah, the logistics challenge is arguably the biggest immediate headache for retailers right now.
Driven by that demand for next-day or even same-day delivery.
Right. Supply chain resilience is now a core competitive advantage. The source material really drives this home. 87% of businesses reported facing supply chain disruptions recently. That's a massive vulnerability.
So the imperative here is automation.
Correct. Companies are investing heavily in automated warehousing, in real-time monitoring systems that use AI to predict demand. And it's working. It's driving order accuracy rates up to 95, even 98%. That kind of precision saves a ton of money, and it preserves customer loyalty.
And on the innovation side, we have to mention drone deliveries. It might still sound a little futuristic, but it's really starting to tackle that notorious last mile challenge.
The last mile is so critical. It's that final leg from the warehouse to your door, and it is notoriously expensive. We're talking 40 to 55% of total shipping costs.
Just for that last little bit.
Just for that. Drones have the potential to automate and slash those costs, especially in dense urban areas. So professionals really have to be modeling how autonomous delivery fits into their fulfillment network.
Okay, so moving from operational efficiency to ethical commitment, there's a huge consumer push around sustainability and transparency.
And this is completely driven by evolving customer values. This is non-negotiable for brand survival now. Over half of consumers prioritize sustainability. And it's not just a passive preference. 70% of shoppers are willing to pay more for goods they know are sustainably produced.
So businesses have to integrate eco-friendly practices from top to bottom, sourcing, packaging, everything.
And they have to prove it.
Right, how do you prove you're not just, greenwashing?
Transparency. And that links right back to technology. The source material notes that using things like blockchain can create visibility across the entire supply chain.
So every step, from the farm to the shelf, is verifiable.
Exactly. It allows companies to guarantee they're adhering to ethical practices. And that transparency, it builds trust. And trust drives sales.
Which brings us perfectly to the final imperative, the trust economy, data privacy and security. This is where consumer expectation meets very strict regulatory pressure.
And the business stakes here are incredibly high. The data shows 81% of consumers would actively abandon a retailer after a data breach.
81%. Gone.
Gone. And 71% won't even buy from a company they feel they can't trust with their information in the first place. That's a direct threat to your bottom line.
And the pressure isn't just from consumers. It's from laws like GDPR in Europe and the CCPA in California. What do those practically mean for a professional strategy?
They mean compliance is mandatory. And compliance requires explicit consent from the user. GDPR, for example, gives you the right to know what data a company has on you and to demand they delete it. For professionals, this means you have to invest in robust privacy-by-design systems.
The numbers really back this up. A massive 97% of consumers worry about data misuse, and 75% are ready to switch retailers over security concerns.
So security isn't just an IT function anymore. It is the cornerstone of your sales and retention strategy.
So when we synthesize all of this, what does it all mean?
It means success in this environment requires incredible agility. You have to adopt these hyper-technological tools, AI, AR, drones, but you have to make sure those systems are tethered by rock-solid ethical commitments to sustainability and data security.
You have to move fast, but with absolute integrity.
That's the balance.
And looking ahead, there's a concrete financial prediction that really confirms this shift away from single transactions to relationship-based commerce. It's the huge growth in the subscription economy. That model is projected to hit $1.5 trillion by 2025.
A fantastic point. It proves customers are looking for value and long-term engagement. But let's end with a final provocative thought for you, the listener, as you're strategizing. We've established that the shift to voice and social commerce makes shopping incredibly instant, very convenient. At the same time, we see the growth of these immersive, complex AR and VR experiences, which demand your attention and engagement.
Right, two opposing forces.
Exactly. So the critical question for professionals moving forward is this. How do you maintain that absolute convenience and speed demanded by the voice shopper, while simultaneously delivering increasingly complex, engaging interactions like AR without creating friction and completely overwhelming the customer? That delicate balance, that's what's going to define the future of digital experience design.
Food for thought indeed, as you navigate this rapidly changing landscape. Thank you for tuning in to the SmartKeys podcast.
We encourage you to subscribe for more smart insights on the future of work and productivity hacks.
And for a deeper understanding of everything we covered today, make sure to read the full article, The Growth of E-Commerce, Trends Shaping the Future. You can find the link right there in the show notes. We'll see you on the next deep dive.